Podcast title: The Boardroom Blueprint. Tagline: Insights into Corporate Governance, Board Leadership, and Ethical Business Strategy. Episode focus: Board evaluations that actually improve performance. Why most evaluations fail, and how to do them right. Welcome to the Boardroom Blueprint, your insight into corporate governance, board leadership, and ethical business strategy. I'm your host, Sri Ram, your guide to better governance. Today we examine a governance tool that nearly every board uses, yet few boards truly leverage: board evaluations. Done well, they sharpen performance, strengthen accountability, and enhance long-term value creation. Done poorly, they become ceremonial, completed, filed, and forgotten. The uncomfortable truth is this: most board evaluations do not improve boards. They satisfy regulation, they check compliance boxes, they generate reports, but they do not change behavior. Why does this happen? First, evaluations often become predictable exercises: standard questionnaires, polite scoring, generic observations. When questions are safe, answers are safe, and safe answers rarely produce progress. Independent directors must resist this drift toward procedural comfort. An effective evaluation is not about whether meetings run on time or materials are circulated promptly. It is about whether the board is genuinely adding value and whether its oversight is rigorous enough. The deeper question is this: is the board improving the quality of decision-making or simply documenting it? Another reason evaluations fail is cultural hesitation. Peer evaluation requires candor, candor requires trust, and trust requires psychological safety. Independent directors must lead in this space. It is not enough to evaluate the board collectively. Each director must reflect individually. What should independent directors evaluate in themselves? Are they adequately prepared? Do they speak up when uncomfortable? Are they overly deferential to dominant personalities? Are they contributing strategic insight or repeating management narratives? Are they investing time outside meetings to understand the business deeply? Independence is not a status, it is a discipline. Self-evaluation should test whether independence is being exercised in substance, not merely in form. Peer evaluation is often where discomfort intensifies. Directors may hesitate to provide direct feedback to long-standing colleagues. Tenure, reputation, and professional standing can create reluctance. But boards that avoid difficult feedback conversations gradually weaken. Unaddressed underperformance accumulates. Passive directors remain passive, dominant directors become more dominant. Independent directors must normalize constructive challenge, including among themselves. Effective peer evaluation should explore contribution, preparedness, challenge quality, openness to dissent, and alignment with long-term strategy. It should ask, who is raising difficult questions? Who is avoiding them? Who is shaping the debate? And who is silent? Silence in governance is data. Another critical dimension is linking outcomes to board refreshment and succession planning. Too often, evaluations end in general recommendations: more training, better agendas, improved materials. But strong governance requires more. If skills gaps are identified, recruitment must address them. If tenure creates stagnation, refreshment must follow. If leadership of committees is ineffective, roles must evolve. Independent directors, especially those serving on nomination committees, must ensure that evaluation results influence board composition and succession planning. Evaluation without consequence is symbolism. This brings us to the most important distinction: using outcomes, not reports. Many boards focus on producing a polished evaluation document, but the real value lies in the action plan that follows. 3 to 5 focused, measurable improvement priorities are more powerful than 20 generic recommendations. Examples may include strengthening risk oversight depth, improving information quality in board packs, increasing strategic debate time, clarifying role boundaries, enhancing succession planning rigor. Progress against these priorities should be reviewed periodically, not annually forgotten. Independent directors should ask, what has changed because of last year's evaluation? If the answer is unclear, the process needs recalibration. External facilitators can add value, especially every few years, by introducing objectivity and benchmarking. But even externally facilitated reviews fail if directors approach them defensively. The effectiveness of evaluations ultimately depends on mindset. If directors see evaluation as regulatory hygiene, it will produce minimal impact. If they see it as performance discipline, it becomes transformative. Board evaluations should feel slightly uncomfortable, not confrontational, but honest, not accusatory, but reflective. Governance excellence is iterative. Boards must evolve as risks evolve, markets evolve, and stakeholder expectations evolve. Independent directors carry a special responsibility in this evolution. Their independence grants them both the authority and the obligation to elevate standards. Strong boards evaluate themselves with the same rigor they apply to management, because credibility in oversight begins with accountability in the boardroom. Board evaluations are not about satisfying governance codes. They are about strengthening judgment, sharpening oversight, and enhancing long-term resilience. When done right, they do not merely measure performance, they improve it. Thank you for listening to the Boardroom Blueprint. Lead with integrity and govern with purpose.